Hello everyone, happy Friday. Sorry I'm 5 minutes late. Have to run to put my baby to nap. Hello. Tell me where you are tuning from. Today I'm going to show you how I usually draw face. Why I want to teach you because know how to draw face is so important when it comes to draw a person. Face is probably the most important thing, and however is kind of hard because the proportion is hard to control. So that's why I want to show you how I draw. And today, hello from Oklahoma. Hi everyone. I appreciate you joining me. Brazil. Nice. St. Louis. Houston. My fellow Houstonians here. Awesome. I'm going to show you how I draw face. And today we're just gonna use the pencil and the paper. So if you have them, you can grab them. You can follow me step by step how I draw. And then next week we'll come back and I will show you how do I color them. Sounds good? Okay, let me get, and then when I'm drawing, you can ask questions and I will answer you in the end. So it will be a relatively short tutorial. I'm thinking about half hour. So if you have a pencil and paper, later you can just grab a pen and paper to practice. So let me flip my screen. If you see, I recently got this tripod. I'm pretty excited about because I don't have to attach this on a table, and it's foldable, so it folds into like a block. So I'm very excited about this tripod. So, and it also has a light, so if I need to do any drawing at night, I can do that. Okay, I'm gonna lower this so you can see better in detail. Awesome. Those are some of my previous drawings. But going to use paper first. I'm using this paper almost exclusively. This is a Bristol paper. And you can take a screenshot. And I'm going to get it started. So, okay. Awesome. So when I first start drawing, I always think about the size, how big you want the head to be. So I'm going to draw a top and bottom. Can you all see? Can you tell me if you can see clear? So top and bottom, and on the side, left and right. That's how wide the face would be, and that's how long the face is gonna be. We are with you. Awesome. Good. And then I'm going to split this square. It's kind of a square into half. And then I'm going to split this square into half. So you can see it's 4 parts even. It's pretty simple. And then I'm going to connect these 4 dots together, I usually think about this is an almond shape. It's an almond shape head. So I'm going to connect the top. I'm going to connect top with the middle. It's a wider circle. And then when the middle meets the end, it's going to be a narrower circle. Because that's the chain, that's the top. So that's a rough shape of this face. Hello. Cool. And then now we're gonna draw the neck. So just remember, don't draw the neck too thin or too wide. I focus on drawing woman, so woman's, based on the size of her head, the neck should be, relatively appropriate portion. And then that's the shoulder. Okay, are you all follow? Are you following me right now? Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts even. I'm going to split the top portion into 3 parts. So you don't need a ruler, just eyeball it, should be fine. So 1, 2, 3. And then you can split the bottom into 3 parts. Same, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So now we are going to draw the detail of the face. So the top line that I just draw is the end of the head. So what I can show you is what I can show you is to use a previous drawing as an example. So just show you on my iPad. You see her, so that would be the top of her hair, and that's where this line is. So I'm going to draw a simple straight hair. So I'm going to draw like this. And remember, our hair has a thickness, so never go just like hair like this way, because we want more like volume and thicker hair. So I always draw hair have a certain gap. So just a rough hair style that I wanted to go after. And then between this line and the center line is where the eyebrow and eyes are. So let me show you. So this is the eyes and eyebrow. I will be a little higher than the center line. So over here is where I want to draw the eyebrow. What I like to draw eyebrow is that I like to go with the angle. So I will go down and then go from down and up, and then go down a little bit to the bottom. So it's almost like this shape. So almost like this shape. Cool. Are you all with me still? Okay, so this center line is where the eyes is. And eyes probably the most important thing for in terms for the face, and we want to make sure the eyes looks pop, looks great, looks beautiful. So my typical way to draw eye is I'm thinking a leaf shape. So if you're thinking a leaf, it's like this way, and that's how I usually draw eyes. So, and you can follow the same if you want a bigger eye, a smaller eye, but general shape is like a leaf. And then I will add a layer for the eyelid, and then I'm going to draw her eyeball. And one trick I use to make sure her eyes are pop is I like to draw big eyelashes, and it will make her eyes immediately pop. Great job, Moi Moi. I like your name. You're draw with me. Great. So now we are, when you draw a face, always draw at the same time. Like I just did the face, just did the hair and draw right and left. Now I'm drawing the left again with the eyes. So always draw the same part at the same time so you can make sure they looks even. They looks the same. And then don't forget the eyelash. Okay, now this line, remember this is the center line. And then, thank you. I'm not talented, I just draw 1,000 times. And this is the center line, and then the bottom 3 portion I ask you to split. The first line is where the nose is. So when it comes to fashion illustration or like the style that I'm usually do, I don't emphasize the nose. I just draw like more almost like a hint to tell people this is a nose. I don't spend much time and effort to nose because I pay more attention on the eyes and the lip. So I just tell people, you know, this is the nose. And then over here, so this line actually is the bottom of the lip. So you want to draw, this is the middle of the lip, this is the upper lip. So, and you want to draw a slightly smiley lip. So the edge of the lip should be tilted up. So that way she looks like she's smiling. This live will be saved, so you can go back and watch. And this is the upper lip. And then the bottom lip, I realize it's a little too thin, so I'm gonna expand a little bit more. So she has those thicker and juicy lip, like this. Now we have her face and we have her hair. So one thing, no problem. One thing I realized that her chain is a little too wide, so I'm going to thinner her chain a little bit more. So see, and now I have a rough sketch of her face. I'm going to erase all these lines so she doesn't look like too weird with all this guideline on her face. So I'm using this kneaded eraser. I love it because it doesn't have the crumbs, and it also, when I erase, this eraser actually leave a very subtle line. I can compare my new sketch versus my previous line and make a decision where I want to end up. So I like the kneaded eraser a lot. So now I have a clean sketch. I'm going to just perfect my sketch a little bit more. Make sure it's ready to color. I didn't mention the ear because the hairs kind of cover the ear, but ear is where you remember that we have a center line, and you can draw ear like around the center line, if that makes sense. So ear would be here if her hair doesn't cover it. where you can buy the eraser, any art supply store you can buy. It's called kneaded eraser, and it's very, very common. Or maybe like some type of clay eraser. Now I'm going just, perfect my lines and adjust my initial sketch. When I draw hair, I like to draw more hair string when it in the beginning of the hair, and then I'm like to make a several string goes down. Just show some details. And then that's the back. And then over here is the same. You add some hair string to show this is where the hair come out. And then you add some detail to go all the way to the end. And if you can see, I add more strength of my line in the front of the hair to make sure people can separate the hair and the face. And one thing about drawing female is I always like to draw collarbone around in the end of the neck. So the collarbone to me is a sign of femininity, and I always add a collarbone if I can. And then that's her shoulder. And that's in the back of her hair. Thank you, Jane. So easy. You can do too if you draw 1,000 times. And I love draw face. So now one thing I always go back to emphasize is the eyes. We always, when we do makeup, we do a lot of stuff on our eye, like eyeliner, eyeshadow, this, that. So same as drawing, you can, and you want to add a little bit more energy onto the eyes. And this is her eyelid, and this is her eyebrow. I always add a little darker shade on the top of her eyes. Looks like, she has eyeliner. And then I also add a darker line to the edge of middle of her lips, and just, make sure it looks like a separation between the top and bottom. Thank you, face sketch. You like her lips? I do too. I'm thinking next time when we come back, I'll make a hot pink lip for her. So see, it's not that difficult once you know the proportion, and you can draw a face easily. Once you have the basic face, you can change her hair. You can draw a long wavy hair. You can draw short hair. You can draw like a ponytail. So there's the hair is not the problem. Not the problem, but the more important thing is you want to make sure the proportion wise makes sense. Then when you draw different variation, it's look natural, doesn't look too weird or something. you have much difficult time draw facial. Yeah, I would say it's really practice. Like when I first learned the proportion, it take me a while to really to get it and become your second nature. So I would recommend you can follow this tutorial. I'm going to repost on my Instagram, and you can save it and come back to practice. So yeah, and also there's some book out there that I think will help as well. And buy some book, but let me see if I can grab one of my book. Just give me 1 second. So I thank you, Alison. Good to see you. Hello from Germany. Thank you for joining me. So these are some books that I in the beginning helped me with the pose. Not necessarily about like especially for face, but just help me understand how human body works. And this is something you don't have to go like so deep, but just read a little bit, understand how the angle, everything. Yes, save the tutorial and you can screenshot this book. And this book, this one is teach you the proportion. This one, how to draw hands. I'm always struggle draw hands and the feet. And this one is also figure out. This is kind of similar, but this one is more like if you need to draw people that are having a pose or move around, this is the book. Because when we draw, as a fashion illustrator, a lot of time we draw different poses and different, like people doing different things. So knowing how to draw different poses is important to me. So here we come back. I want to name her Lisa. We will call her Lisa. And next time, we will come back next week. You can practice this week and come back next Friday, same time. And I can show you how do I color, use Copic marker. I know I use Copic marker, but if you have other marker, you can use it too. Or if you have color pencil, watercolor, the basic step I teach you are the same. So doesn't matter what kind of like thing you use. Like you can use color pencil as well. So that book is amazing. Some hands and feet, yeah, I agree. So let me see. Oh, the question, purple paisley planner where you can buy the tripod. I have shared earlier, but I'm going to share this once we finish. I'll put the link in my story and you can take a look. It's on Amazon. And yeah, where you get tripod and what it's called. So I will show you the link and insert it so you can take a look. So what type of no bleed paper do you use? No bleed, this is called Star Small Bristol paper, and you want to get the smooth surface, not the other called vellum. Get the smooth one. And next week we can color together. So this week you can practice your proportion and different hair color, different hair style. So we did probably 20 minutes, and you can take 20 minutes a day and just practice. Do you have any questions? Let me flip this back. So yeah, so far I really like this. Okay, so there's another one. What I've been using vellum. Yeah, vellum is not good for color. When you color, you want the smooth paper to make your process easier, and also they blend better. I can show you some of my sketch that I did earlier this week. So I did draw her, and I draw her. So this is all use same paper, Copic color, and then I'm using this pen brush. You also can take a screenshot to get this pen brush. It's amazing. It's my secret weapon. Not so secret anymore because I've been telling everybody to get it. Pick my fine brush, and I just use this fine brush to add my my final black line, and it's so amazing. I love it. I'll give it a try. Been a long time since I last sketched. Time to pick it back. It's fun to learn something. I've been wanting to learn how to do calligraphy, but I haven't get there because I just have so much to draw. Love copy, secret. Yes, not secret anymore, but I'm just share all my secret with you. And I don't believe secrets, so you all can know how I draw, how I do things. So let me question, what time next Friday? So I go live today is 2:30, I think. So next week will be the same, 2:30 Central Time. We can exchange. Yes, we should. we should for sure. For shading book, I'm going to teach you how to shade next week when we color together. So shading is not very hard, depends on what type of tool you use. I use Copic, so there's a way you can shade, learn how to use Copic to shade. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I hope you learned something, and I hope you can, if you need to come back, and I will save this live. So, and then next week we can, let me flip it. Okay, so I'm back. So next week we can come back here and we can color together. I name her Lisa. Maybe you can have a girl in your hand and tell me her name. We'll color them together. Hello, Marbella. I know your name. Glam, Co, and Coffee. Just please save this. Yes, I will. Everything should be all saved, and I will repost right away. And the questions. Here's another question. I can't. So this person say, what's the book I showed? I'm going to show you again. It's called Figure It Out, Drawing Essential Pose. Another one is also called Human, is all Figure It Out. It's called Human Proportion. And then this one is How to Draw People. So those are some books that help me. You don't need many books. If you can master one of them, you will be really good at drawing human. And I'm still learning draw hands and feet to make my drawing better too. Because as you see, I have a like simple way to draw hands and feet, but not like detailed or very on point something. Yeah. Okay, so thank you for joining me, and I hope come back next week we can finish this drawing together. I hope you all have a wonderful time. And where's the name? Yeah, I already asked you. So yeah, I hope you join me next time, next Friday at 2:30. We'll finish this drawing together and bring your own favorite tools. We'll do it together. Thank you. Bye.